What's going on, my soul family? Welcome back to another episode of the Awake with Jake show. On today's episode, I'm going to be dropping in and sharing with you the fucked up struggles of the modern man. Now, as I go throughout this episode, I really want you to tune in to your body, to be present in this moment, to really reflect on the things I'm about to share with you. You may even find yourself getting a little bit triggered at some of the things I'm going to share, but I want to remind you that everything that I'm about to share with you, I have personally struggled with. This is why I am so passionate about bringing forth what I'm about to share with you, because it is so transformational when men really start to do the deep, reflective, and healing work. I really believe that in order for our planet to heal, men have to allow themselves to feel and let go of their pain. Okay? Before I get into all of this, I want to also share with you that on August 25th, we begin our first coaching call for the 30-day healing challenge. We have hundreds of people from all around the world that have signed up, both men and women, strong masculine men, powerful feminine women that have signed up for my 30-day healing challenge to really go into the depths of their pain, of their shame, of their anger, and release that shit once and for all. I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process to really get into the roots of your pain and to free it so you can step deeper into your purpose, into your intimacy, and really just feel overall better in your life. So if you would like to be a part of this experience, go to 30dayhealing.com. Once again, that is 30dayhealing.com, and register today before registration closes. Let's get right into the fucked up struggles, because I'm sure that you are dying to hear about what I'm about to share with you. And I got 8 of them here, and I believe that I saved the best for last. So make sure you stay to the end of this episode too. So number 1 is the lack of contentment that men feel. I have talked to so many men over the last years, and I just noticed this common theme that men are always wanting more and more and more, chasing the next high, chasing the next dollar amount in their bank account, chasing the next hot girl, chasing a better physical body, always chasing something. But they're never really fulfilled. They're never really content. Now, don't get me wrong. I love ambition. But if your ambition is always pulling you out of the present moment and I'll be happy when mentality, that is poisonous to a man. If your ambition is always putting you in the future, that is poisonous to a man. It is good to have ambition. It is good to pursue a mission. But if you are never content and you're always looking for more and more and more, that is most likely originating from the pain of never feeling like you are enough as a man. So you're always chasing the next best thing, the next high. And I have done this throughout my life. Now, when I started to heal those deep-rooted wounds of never feeling like enough, I noticed that the chasing started to dissolve. And I started to pursue things in a healthy manner. Now, we as men, we want to pursue. That is our nature. As a masculine man, we naturally want to pursue. But in this fucked up matrix, it's almost like we have been programmed to always be chasing and never be fulfilled. Okay? So we have to really take a deeper look at what we are chasing as men and what we're not feeling fulfilled with in our lives. Because if you are always chasing and you are always traveling and never arriving, then you're never going to be fulfilled. It's good to have ambition. It's good to pursue goals. But if those goals are always bringing you out of the present moment and you're never fulfilled and you're always looking for the next high, then you're never going to be content as a man. So we have to move from this model of never satisfied, never fulfilled bullshit into a model of inner peace, contentment, fulfillment, to be grounded in this present moment as a man. Number 2 fucked up struggle that the modern man is struggling with is we do not have enough healthy role models. I think a lot of us were raised with fathers that were very aggressive, angry, overall pretty toxic, and hurtful to us. So we never really had that role model that taught us how to be a quote unquote strong man, to have a healthy connection with our emotions, to be deeply grounded, to be present, to be a leader. We didn't have those role models. In today's modern world, a lot of the role models that these young men are looking up to are deeply wounded. They're deeply wounded inside, and they're projecting this pain out onto the internet. And these young boys are absorbing this, thinking that that's how they should be living their life, fucking a bunch of random women, chasing a bunch of money, living like this flashy bullshit lifestyle on yachts or in these cars. Like, this is the type of modern man that is projecting this image to these young boys. And that is a huge problem in our society because these are not healthy role models. These are wounded boys that have collected fame, collected money, and now are just projecting that out into the world. So we have to be very discerning as men who we are looking to for guidance. If that man is not living a life in alignment, his health, his relationships, his overall well-being, if he's just living from his fucking ego, which a lot of men are, especially men of status, of quote unquote fame and power, which is all an illusion, by the way. If we're just looking to those type of men for leadership and guidance, we're going to feel lost because we're getting advice from wounded boys. If the man you're taking advice from is not living a life in alignment, stop taking advice from him. Put some filters in your life. Stop following those type of toxic men. We have to learn to take advice from men that are truly doing the inner work, that are living a life that is in alignment. Okay? Number 3, struggling with emotional connection with women. Now, I talk a lot about masculine and feminine energies. I have found that men, especially masculine men, really struggle to develop a strong emotional bond with women. Now, one of the things that creates safety for a woman is having that emotional connection with her man. Okay? Let me say this again. One of the things that creates safety, and there's many things that create safety for women, this is one of them, is having that emotional bond with a woman. She feels cherished. She feels seen. She feels chosen. Okay? If the man is so busy working on his busyness, his business, and he doesn't take the time to emotionally connect with his woman, she's going to start to feel a disconnect. She's going to start to feel a yearning in her heart that she really wants more. So it's so important, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, that if you have a woman in your life right now, you take the time to just emotionally connect with her. You get really present with her. You put the distractions away and you just take a moment and see her. You're just present with her. I love you. I love you. You put your hands on her shoulder, maybe pull her into you, and you just feel her and you hold her in that moment. And she feels supported. She feels safe. And you'll notice the more that you do these things, and you're not doing these things to get anything, by the way, that's the key with this. The more you start to be present with her, the more you start to be grounded with her, the more you start to see her, the more her flower will naturally start to blossom to you. And that fragrance that is released from that flower is so nourishing to a man. That's what a lot of men don't understand. It's the emotional connection that draws out her deep, nourishing fragrance. Okay? Let me say that one again. It is the emotional connection that women crave that draws out her deep, nourishing fragrance. So that fragrance will be softness, radiance, intuition, just overall yummy playfulness, right? You want those things in a woman, but you got to be strong, grounded, present, clear with your direction. Once again, it's not realistic for a man to be those things all day long, okay? I shoot for the 80% mark. Same thing with a woman. It's not realistic for her to be soft and surrendered and playful and radiant and glowing all fucking day long. I'm gonna be very clear with this shit, all right? What is key here is to shoot for that 80% and the 80% mark. 80% of the time you have strong, grounded, persistence, clarity, You're present, right? That's a good mark. Same thing with a woman. Soft, open, receptive, surrendered, intuitive, playful, radiant. These things are good to attain approximately 80% of the time. That's realistic. Okay. I've tried to be a 100%er, and let me tell you right now, I fucking failed. The next thing I want to talk with you about: distractions, distraction. Men are constantly chasing the shiny object. Okay. Let me just throw out a couple examples here. The first one would be the world of social media that we're living in is constantly being shown. Men are constantly being shown. We are constantly being shown a lot of very provocative images from women. And the world of porn is a whole other conversation. So my advice to men in this moment is to really put barriers of these things in your life, to stop watching the porn, to stop scrolling on social media and looking at provocative pictures of women. I'm telling you right now, these things feed on your mind and they weaken your energy as a man. Your sexual energy is very powerful as a man. Okay? So when you're scrolling all day long on social media looking at naked or mostly naked women, or looking at pornography and scattering your sexual energy all over the place, that is going to drain your energy as a man. A very masculine trait is single focused. This is why I am a fan of commitment to one good woman. Now, that's just what works for me. This may not work for everybody. This is what has worked for me. Committing to a woman that you deeply align with as a man will bring you immense value and nourishment and healing in your life. It helps to balance you out as a man. This is my belief system. What I want to be clear with in this moment is that when you are constantly distracted as a man and your energy is scattered, you have to learn to set boundaries in your life. If you don't set boundaries in your life with yourself, with your social media, with your business, you will continuously feel a large amount of anxiety and anxiousness building in your body, and you will feel unfulfilled. You will feel overworked. You will feel overwhelmed. So you have to set boundaries with the things in your life that you know are not serving you. Maybe you're drinking too much. Maybe you're smoking too much weed. Maybe you're eating too much food and you're not working out enough, or maybe you're not eating the right foods. Developing discipline and having boundaries as a man is a pillar to your overall success as a masculine man. I promise you from personal experience, having boundaries with yourself and the things in your life that you know are not good for you are super important, okay? The next thing, number 5 on the list of fucked up struggles of the modern man is modern men are oversexualized and overstimulated. So all of the stimulants that are just triggering that dopamine and adrenaline rush in your body are keeping you in a state of always wanting more, chasing the next high. It keeps you as like the hamster wheel, the hamster on the wheel running around in a circle, just going round and round and round, chasing that next high because we are oversexualized and we are overstimulated. So back to the point number 4 was when you're constantly distracted as a man because you have no boundaries in your life. That is huge. And I want to ask you this question right now. If you are a man listening to this, and women could answer this as well, are you having clear and healthy boundaries in your life? Are you saying no to things that do not serve you and that drain your energy and that weaken you as a man? And if you're not, practice setting healthy boundaries in all areas of your life. If you're in a relationship, setting healthy boundaries. If you're working too much, setting healthy boundaries with yourself. If you're scrolling too much on social media, setting healthy boundaries with yourself. If you're smoking too much weed or drinking too much alcohol, set healthy boundaries with yourself. This is my direction I am offering you in this moment. Number 6, the fear of commitment. Once again, these all really tie into each other because we're so distracted, because we're so over-sexualized, because men are so overstimulated. They have a deep fear of commitment. So they fear committing to a purpose, which they really know they should be doing. They just first haven't discovered their purpose because they don't want to commit to finding it. And the second step is actually committing to the purpose when you feel aligned with it. But they also struggle to commit to many things. Okay. It's not just committing to a good woman and aligning with her and really anchoring yourself down with her, which I feel once again has brought me a lot of value. They also struggle with commitment to doing what they say they're going to do, having consistency with their words. So, a very simple practice that you can do as a man is to have consistency with the words that you say and the actions that you do. Let me say that again. Have consistency with the words that you say and the actions you do. They have to align. This is another way that you create safety when you are with a woman. You're also creating safety for yourself because you're learning that you can trust your direction. If you say you are going to do something, make a commitment to it and do it. When you feel aligned with something, whether it's a purpose or a woman, getting over that hump, which is a big hump sometimes, that feels like the fear of commitment. Commitment is an interesting thing because commitment doesn't mean it's going to compromise your personal freedom. Sure, you may give up being a promiscuous man if you're going to commit to a good woman. Sure, you may give up certain things if you commit to a purpose, commit to something meaningful in your life. Maybe you're giving up eating unhealthy and you're starting to commit to going to the gym, right? There's different things in your life that you will commit to, that you have to commit to. Because if you don't commit to them and you keep breaking those commitments to yourself, then you're never going to trust your masculine direction. And if you don't trust your masculine direction as a man, how the fuck is a woman going to? Come on now, say it with me. How are you ever going to trust your masculine direction if you're not willing to commit to your damn self? I'm beating on my chest as I'm saying this shit because how pumped up I am right now. A woman will never trust your direction as a man if you don't learn to trust your own damn direction. And the only way that you're going to trust your own damn direction is by making commitments and sticking to them. Number 7, let me get right moving along here. No meaningful purpose. Now, you've heard me mention a few times about the whole purpose thing. And I think that this whole purpose, this word purpose gets thrown around a lot in our world. And men feel like they need to have this big, shiny, glamorous purpose helping millions of people. Bullshit. Being a good man with integrity and offering your gifts to the world is a purpose, okay? It's not about the social status and the fame and the money, all that bullshit. It's about being a good fucking man. And there's a big difference between a good man and your nice guy who's just a pushover. There's a big difference between a good man and a ramrod Rick who just wants to plow his way through life and force himself through life. There's a big difference. The good man has boundaries. The good man has integrity. The good man has alignment with his actions and his words. The nice guy is a pushover. He has no boundaries. The ramrod is a jerk off, okay? He's forceful. He's dominant. He's controlling. So the goal is to become a good man, a strong, healthy man who's connected with his emotions, who's connected with his heart. That's a good man. So, discovering your purpose as a man involves you getting real with yourself. Your purpose may not be the job you're working at right now. Your purpose may not be the job you're working at right now. Your purpose as a man will involve helping people and making the world a better place. That is my personal, no bullshit guarantee to you. When you really go within yourself as a man and you start to ask yourself, why am I really here? What do I really stand for? Who am I? Man, I started asking myself these questions years ago, and I remember just thinking to myself, holy shit, I don't know the fucking answer to these. Yeah, it was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call. So I kept asking myself the question, and I kept putting that energy out to the universe of why am I really here? What do I really want to do? What gifts do I really want to bring into the world? What gifts of mine, what energy do I really want to bring into the world? You see, now more than ever, we need men that are discovering their purpose, that are being of service, that are being good men who are strong, protective, leading. We need this. Who are connected with their heart. We need this. So if you are a man listening to this right now, or maybe someone sent you this podcast and you have no idea who the fuck I am, you're like, holy shit, this guy's crazy. Maybe I am crazy, but I'm passionate. I'm passionate about this stuff because I've had these realizations in my life. And I started to realize at a young age that I didn't want to live just your typical normal 9 to 5 grind mentality life and get plugged into this matrix and never be fulfilled and then retire at 60 and get a gold watch. I didn't want that. I wanted more. And that's what it started was my ambition. And I have learned along this path to find contentment, to find inner peace, to be present in the moment, to be grounded. I have learned these things the hard way. So please learn from my mistakes of what not to do, right? And hopefully you've taken a couple pieces of wisdom away from this episode, and I really hope you have. Now, the last one I want to talk with you about is a deep-rooted anger that men carry. So I have found that women carry a lot of shame in their bodies, not accepting the way they look, not accepting aging and stuff like this. A lot of the women I've worked with over the years, it's very hard for them to accept. And they're supposed to have it all together while looking good, which is the whole concept of like the feminine pain, right? The masculine pain is the anger of never feeling enough. Men have been conditioned to believe that they're never enough. And we also carry a lot of anger in our bodies from the way we were raised to never feel, to not show emotions, to not be vulnerable, because all that shit means, quote unquote, weakness, right? Wrong. So what happens to a man who doesn't allow himself to feel his entire life? He builds anger in his body. He builds resentment in his body. He builds anxiety in his body. And now he's a fucking ticking time bomb, just waiting to explode. So he gets into a relationship with a woman, and any bit of emotion she shows, he either closes right down or he blows up and tries to smother her. The integrated man begins to start to feel. And I remember years ago, I heard this word vulnerability. I'm like, holy shit, vulnerability? Feeling my pain, feeling my emotions? I can't do that. I'm a man. There is so much strength in men learning how to feel. And I'm not saying to spill your emotions all over the place and start projecting all of your emotions onto your woman. No. I'm not saying to make your woman your therapist. What I'm saying is to learn how to hold that masculine frame of structure, of protection, of being grounded, and really going into the pain that you have locked inside of your body. Maybe there's a wounded little boy inside of you that is crying out to feel love, to feel supported, to feel seen. And you begin to connect with that little boy inside of you that needs your love, that needs your support. And as you let this anger go, you begin to free yourself of the toxic energy that you've locked inside of your body for so long. Something that's really helped me a lot was the forgiveness process, forgiving the people in my life that have hurt me, letting that anger go. And that's an internal process going through this grievance of forgiveness. I forgive, I let go, and I give myself permission to feel this pain. These are things that I've said to myself throughout my life that have really helped me. Once again, if you've listened to this episode to this far, thank you, first of all, listening to me basically run my mouth for 20 plus minutes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Secondly, if you want to do some healing work with me and you're at a point in your life where you're like, man, I'd really love to work on these things with Jake, I'm telling you right now, join this 30-day healing challenge. I'm bringing men and women from all around the world together to go deep into this healing. Go to 30dayhealing.com, 30dayhealing.com. And if you found value in this episode, please take a screenshot of it, share it to your Instagram story, tag me, or just send me a DM. Let me know what resonated. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. And as always, stay open, stay grounded, and stay connected to that powerful source within you.